What if I told you that the same energy that exploded into existence 13.8 billion years ago is the exact same force that flows through your body right now, waiting to be awakened? Ancient mystics knew something that modern science is only beginning to understand. They discovered that human ecstasy isn't just pleasure. It's a gateway to the very source of creation itself. The Big Bang wasn't just an event that happened once in space. It's happening inside you, every moment, waiting for the right key to unlock it. Today, I'm going to share with you one of the most profound secrets of human consciousness: how Kundalini orgasms connect us directly to the creative force of the universe. This isn't just theory. This is about accessing an energy so powerful that monks have spent decades learning to channel it. And when they do, they describe experiences that sound exactly like witnessing the birth of galaxies. If you've ever felt that there's something more to your spiritual practice, if you've sensed that your body holds mysteries deeper than what you've been taught, if you've wondered why every ancient tradition speaks of divine union in terms that sound almost cosmic, then this video will change how you understand your own potential forever. But before we dive into this sacred territory, I need to warn you about something. Most people approach spiritual energy like they're trying to light a candle with a nuclear reactor. They don't understand the power they're working with, and that disconnect, that's what keeps them trapped in spiritual mediocrity, never experiencing the true magnitude of what's possible. Stay with me until the end, because I'm going to reveal not just the theory behind this cosmic connection, but the actual experiences of practitioners who've touched this energy, and how it transforms everything about how they move through life. You know that feeling, don't you? That deep, inexplicable longing that no amount of success, relationships, or achievements seems to satisfy completely. It's like there's a frequency you can almost hear, a vibration you can almost feel, but it stays just beyond reach. You've probably experienced moments, maybe during meditation, maybe in nature, maybe in those quiet seconds between sleep and waking, where you felt connected to something vast, something that made your everyday concerns feel small, but not in a diminishing way, in an expansive way, like you were remembering something you'd forgotten. That's not imagination. That's recognition, your consciousness recognizing its own cosmic nature. But here's what most spiritual teachings won't tell you. This recognition isn't meant to stay ethereal and distant. It's meant to become physical. It's meant to be felt, experienced, embodied. The same energy that birthed galaxies is designed to move through your nervous system, your chakras, your very cells. Ancient Tantric practitioners understood this. They didn't see sexuality and spirituality as separate realms. They saw them as different expressions of the same creative force. When they spoke of divine union, they weren't speaking metaphorically. They were describing actual energetic experiences that happen in the body. Experiences so intense that they mirror the cosmic process of creation itself. Think about it. Every religious tradition describes the divine in terms of light, energy, expansion, and explosive force. The Hindu tradition speaks of Shakti, the cosmic feminine power that creates and destroys worlds. Christianity talks about the light of creation. Buddhism describes the clear light of consciousness. Indigenous traditions honor the Great Spirit as pure energy. What if these aren't just beautiful metaphors? What if they're literal descriptions of an energy you can access through your own nervous system? But there's a problem. A problem that keeps most seekers wandering in circles for decades. Modern spirituality has become disconnected from the body. We've been taught to transcend the physical, to rise above it, to see it as somehow less pure than the mind or soul. This disconnection, it's spiritual sabotage. When you reject the body's wisdom, you cut yourself off from the very mechanism through which cosmic energy expresses itself in this dimension. You end up with a spirituality that's all concept and no experience, all understanding and no transformation. I've seen it countless times. Sincere seekers who meditate for hours, read every spiritual book, attend every workshop, but they're still carrying the same emotional patterns, the same sense of separation, the same feeling that enlightenment is something that happens to other people. Why? Because they're trying to access infinite energy through finite thinking. They're attempting to contact the cosmos through the mind, when the cosmos speaks the language of pure sensation, pure energy, pure experience. The ancient Taoist masters had a saying, "The way that can be spoken is not the true way." They understood that the deepest spiritual truths aren't intellectual. They're energetic, they're felt, they move through you like lightning, like fire, like the explosion of stars. And here's the crucial part most people miss. The same neural pathways that carry mystical experience also carry sexual energy. The same energy centers that open in deep meditation are the ones that activate in profound physical union. The same surrender that leads to spiritual breakthrough is the surrender that allows cosmic energy to move through you unobstructed. This isn't coincidence, it's design. The universe created your body as a perfect vessel for experiencing its own creative power. But if you're disconnected from your body's natural energy systems, if you've been taught to see physical sensation as somehow unspiritual, you're blocking the very channel through which divine experience flows. The consequences go deeper than missed spiritual experiences. When you're disconnected from cosmic energy, life feels flat, purpose feels forced, love feels limited. You're living on a fraction of your life force, like trying to power a city with a single battery. But there's another way. A way that ancient practitioners discovered and that modern neuroscience is finally beginning to validate. A way that doesn't require you to choose between spiritual growth and embodied experience. In fact, it shows you how they're the same thing. Let me share with you what they discovered. 13.8 billion years ago, everything that exists, every star, every planet, every atom in your body, was compressed into a point smaller than a period on this page. And then, explosion, pure energy expanding, creating space and time itself. Scientists describe that moment as the ultimate creative event. Infinite potential becoming infinite expression. Nothing becoming everything in a burst of unimaginable power. Now here's where it gets mystical. Kundalini practitioners throughout history have described their peak experiences in remarkably similar terms. Listen to this account from a 12th century Sufi master. In that moment of union, I became the point before creation and the explosion of all worlds simultaneously. Time ceased, space dissolved, and I was both nothing and everything. Or this description, from a modern practitioner. It started as a vibration at the base of my spine, but within seconds it felt like the Big Bang was happening inside my nervous system. I could feel galaxies being born in my cells. The parallels aren't accidental. When Kundalini energy reaches its full expression through the body, it recreates the same pattern that birthed the universe: compression followed by explosive expansion, stillness followed by infinite movement, unity becoming multiplicity while remaining unified. Think about what happens during the moment of cosmic orgasm. All your energy, all your attention, all your awareness becomes focused into a single point of intensity. And then, expansion, release. Energy flowing outward through every cell, every nerve, every energy center. For a moment, the boundaries of the individual self dissolve, and you experience what mystics call cosmic consciousness. This isn't just beautiful poetry. Modern neuroscience shows us that during these peak experiences, the brain exhibits patterns remarkably similar to what researchers call cosmic consciousness, a state where the sense of individual self temporarily dissolves into universal awareness. Dr. Jeffrey Martin's research on persistent, non-symbolic experience shows that people who've had these profound energetic awakenings often describe permanent shifts in how they perceive reality. They report feeling connected to what they can only describe as the energy of creation itself. But here's what's even more fascinating. The same energy centers that activate during these cosmic experiences, the chakras, correspond precisely to the major nerve plexuses that govern your entire energy system. When Kundalini energy moves through these centers unobstructed, it literally rewrites your nervous system's relationship to pleasure, to power, to presence. Ancient Tantric texts describe 7 levels of orgasmic experience, each one corresponding to energy moving through higher chakras. At the first level, energy moves through the root. It's pleasure, but it's still individual. By the 7th level, energy reaches the crown, and practitioners describe becoming one with the creative force of existence itself. The Tibetan practice of tummo, inner heat meditation, follows the same principle. Practitioners generate intense energy in the lower energy centers, then guide it upward through the spine. The result? Experiences of union so profound that they describe it as marrying the emptiness of space with the fullness of creation. But this isn't just ancient wisdom. This is accessible reality, and the bridge between your current experience and this cosmic awareness. That bridge is built through understanding how energy actually moves in your body. Let me share with you some accounts that will change how you think about what's possible through spiritual practice. Brother Anthony, a Benedictine monk who spent 40 years in silent retreat, wrote in his private journal, "During deep prayer, I discovered that surrender could become so complete that the boundaries of my individual being would dissolve. In these moments, what I can only describe as cosmic ecstasy would move through me like the birth of stars. Every cell in my body became a point of light, and I understood that this is what mystics mean when they speak of divine union." Sarah, a modern Kundalini practitioner, describes her breakthrough experience. "I had been practicing breathwork for months when suddenly, during a session, I felt energy at the base of my spine ignite like a star. As it moved upward, each chakra felt like it was exploding into light. By the time the energy reached my crown, I wasn't experiencing pleasure. I was experiencing the universe, experiencing itself through me. For 20 minutes, I was the Big Bang, the expansion of galaxies, the birth of consciousness itself." Dr. Michael Rodriguez, a neuroscientist who studies consciousness, documented his own journey. "As someone who spent years studying the brain, I thought I understood consciousness. But when I experienced what can only be called cosmic orgasm during tantric practice, every neural network in my brain seemed to fire simultaneously. The experience was so far beyond personal pleasure that calling it orgasm almost seems inadequate. It was like my nervous system became a conduit for the same energy that powers stars." What's striking about these accounts is the consistency. Whether from medieval mystics or modern practitioners, whether from monks or scientists, the descriptions share common elements. Energy moving up the spine, consciousness expanding beyond individual identity, and the sensation of touching the same force that creates worlds. A Taoist master named Liu Wei wrote in the 9th century, "When the inner fire reaches the palace of mystery, one becomes both the explosion and the space it expands into. The small self dies and is reborn as cosmic awareness." Compare that to this account from Maria, a contemporary energy healer. "When Kundalini reached full activation, I experienced what I can only describe as conscious participation in creation itself. Every vibration in my body felt connected to the vibration that holds galaxies in place. These aren't isolated experiences." Dr. Stanislav Grof's research into altered states of consciousness documented thousands of cases where individuals accessed what they consistently described as cosmic consciousness through various practices: breathwork, meditation, tantric techniques. The common thread? In every case, the breakthrough came not through mental effort, but through surrendering to energy that was already present in the body. Energy that, when allowed to move freely, connects individual consciousness to cosmic consciousness. But how does this actually work? How does energy in your body connect to the energy of the universe? The answer lies in understanding your energy centers not just as spiritual concepts, but as actual electromagnetic interfaces with cosmic force. Your chakras aren't just spiritual concepts from ancient texts. They're electromagnetic centers where your individual energy field merges with universal energy. Modern quantum physics shows us that everything in the universe, from subatomic particles to galaxy clusters, exists as vibrating energy fields. Your chakras are the points where your personal energy field interfaces with these cosmic frequencies. Think of each chakra as a fusion reactor. Just like how stars create heavier elements by fusing lighter ones under intense pressure and heat, your energy centers can fuse personal energy with cosmic energy when the conditions are right. And those conditions? They're created through the same process that governs all cosmic creation: expansion through intensity. Your root chakra vibrates at approximately 256 Hz, the same frequency that corresponds to the color red and the musical note C. But here's what's fascinating. When this center is fully activated through Kundalini practice, practitioners report experiencing energy that pulses at frequencies that seem to match the cosmic background radiation left over from the Big Bang itself. Your sacral chakra, the center of creative and sexual energy, resonates at 288 Hz. When Kundalini energy activates this center, practitioners consistently describe sensations of inner suns being born and feeling the creative force of the universe flowing through their pelvis. This isn't metaphor. This is your nervous system directly interfacing with the same creative principle that births solar systems. The solar plexus, your personal power center, vibrates at 320 Hz. During deep Kundalini activation, this becomes what Tibetan practitioners call the furnace of inner fire. Energy here becomes so concentrated that it creates what can only be described as controlled fusion. Individual will merging with cosmic will. Your heart chakra resonates at 341 Hz, the frequency of the note F. When activated, practitioners report that personal love expands into cosmic love, not as a mental concept, but as a physical sensation of their heart energy field expanding to encompass what feels like infinite space. The throat chakra at 384 Hz becomes, in the words of one practitioner, the cosmic voice box. Energy here doesn't just create sound, it creates the vibration that practitioners describe as the same hum that holds galaxies together. Your third eye, vibrating at 426 Hz, becomes what mystics call the cosmic eye. When fully open through rising Kundalini energy, practitioners consistently report seeing lights, geometries, and what they describe as the mathematical patterns that underlie creation itself. And finally, your crown chakra at 480 Hz, when touched by Kundalini energy, this becomes the point where individual consciousness merges completely with cosmic consciousness. Practitioners describe this not as losing themselves, but as discovering that their individual self was always a focal point of universal awareness. But here's the key. These centers can't be forced open through will or technique alone. They open through surrender to the same principle that governs all cosmic creation. Intelligent energy expressing itself through natural law. When you understand your body as a cosmic instrument, when you approach your energy centers with the same reverence you'd have for the forces that create stars, that's when the real magic begins. Now let's talk about what this actually feels like. Because cosmic consciousness isn't just a beautiful concept, it's a visceral, undeniable physical experience that changes your relationship to your body forever. When Kundalini energy begins to activate, you'll first notice vibrations at the base of your spine. But these aren't ordinary sensations. Practitioners describe it as liquid lightning or molten gold moving through their nervous system. One meditator told me, "It felt like my spine had become a fiber optic cable carrying the light of creation itself. As this energy moves upward, each chakra it touches ignites. The sensations intensify exponentially. Your sacral center doesn't just feel pleasure, it feels like a supernova of creative energy. Your solar plexus doesn't just feel warm, it feels like a miniature sun generating its own gravitational field. Many practitioners report seeing lights with their eyes closed. Not vague, subtle lights, but brilliant, geometrical patterns that seem to follow the same mathematical principles that govern galaxy formation. One physicist who experienced full Kundalini activation described it this way. I was seeing the same spiral patterns, the same golden ratios, the same fractal geometries that we observe in deep space. But I was seeing them with my consciousness, not my eyes. The vibrations become so intense that your body feels like it's dissolving into pure energy, but you don't lose awareness. Awareness expands. One practitioner described, I could feel my individual body, but I could also feel what seemed like the electromagnetic field of the entire planet. And beyond that, something even larger, like I was nested in wave after wave of cosmic energy fields. Your breathing changes completely. Instead of the shallow breathing of ordinary consciousness, you begin breathing with what feels like the rhythm of the universe itself. Deep, slow, powerful breaths that seem to draw energy not just from the air, but from space itself. Time perception completely shifts. Minutes can feel like eternities, but eternities can also feel like single moments. You're experiencing what physicists call time dilation, the same phenomenon that occurs near massive gravitational fields in space. And then comes the moment of cosmic orgasm itself. Every description I've heard uses the same language: explosion, expansion, dissolution, and rebirth. I became the Big Bang is a phrase I've heard from multiple practitioners who've never met each other. The energy doesn't just move up, it expands in all directions simultaneously. Practitioners describe feeling like they're expanding beyond the edges of the known universe while simultaneously feeling more present in their body than ever before. But here's what makes this more than just an extraordinary experience. The lasting effects ripple into every aspect of life. When you've touched the energy that creates galaxies through your own nervous system, you don't return to ordinary life unchanged. You return carrying a piece of the cosmos within you. Enhanced focus becomes natural because your attention has learned to align with cosmic intelligence. Problems that once seemed overwhelming now feel like small waves in an infinite ocean. Renewed vitality flows through you because you're connected to an energy source that never depletes, the same energy that's been fueling the expansion of the universe for 13.8 billion years. But most profound of all is the unshakable knowing that you are not separate from creation. You are creation experiencing itself in human form. When you live from this understanding, everything changes. Your relationships become expressions of cosmic love. Your work becomes cosmic service. Your very presence becomes a blessing to everyone around you. The secret isn't in seeking cosmic consciousness somewhere out there. The secret is recognizing that cosmic consciousness has been seeking expression through you all along. Your body is a temple. Your nervous system is a cosmic instrument. Your capacity for ecstasy is your capacity to directly experience the creative force of the universe. The only question remaining is, are you ready to unlock the energy that created the cosmos and discover that it's been waiting inside you all along? If this message has awakened something in your heart, subscribe to this channel. Your spiritual journey is just beginning, and I'm here to walk this path of cosmic awakening with you.